You refereed the World Cup. Give me a break.
There you go.
And here we go. The Aussies now kicking off to the Kiwis. Aussies running south to north, and they have got the ball by the looks of things. Or is it touchy indicating no? What is he indicating? He's saying no, the ball was into touch and it will be the Kiwis' ball. So the girls will have it 15 metres in from touch, 15 metres on their side of the halfway.
Yeah, a little bit of luck for the New Zealanders there with Aussie getting to their ball first, but unfortunately for Australia, they knocked it on and knocked it into touch, and giving possession back to Australia, back to the New Zealand side.
So a good tag there by Kelsey Clark and the Kiwi girls. Ricochet on the kick. That should be 6 again because she did rush in the block, and Zayden Martin rules that way.
Yeah, that looked like a charge down there, Billy, and New Zealand were able to pick up the deflection there off the Australian player.
So Hannah Pruitt then with a good tag.
There's an interesting tactic from the New Zealand side to be looking for a kick so early as well, though, too, Billy. It's only the third. And, yeah, so obviously going in there with some tactics about them.
Yeah, remember, they got that wind behind them. It's quite strong. Here they've got for a kick now. There it is.
Here the under-18s have a very experienced rugby league coach coaching them, one Steve Buckingham as well. He's a very experienced coach here in Auckland, and you know, he was a great player during his time as well. He played for the New Zealand Warriors as well, and has coached the Bartercard in the Fox Memorial, and coaches the New Zealand, the Auckland regional side in the national comp, where he's been successful as a national champion as well. So very good pedigree coaching, and great to see people like that with that caliber giving back to our game as well, Billy.
Yeah, it is, and you've already mentioned Ruben Wiki just went running past us as the Kiwis make a bit of a break. It's a nice inside pass now, and that pass has gone to the ground, but she still picked it up and it went backwards, and it was the 19, Brooke Ellison, who cleaned it up. Well done. But we're just talking about, and the Kiwis are going, they're on their way again, and there's a penalty for a grab of the shorts. You've got to get the tag off clean. You grab the tights or the shorts, you'll get penalised, and that's what happened there. But as we said, Ruben Wiki running past just a while ago, Steve Buckingham here. When you have a look at the Australian, when you go to a tournament in Australia and you have a look at how many of the dads are ex-first grade, we see a penalty there for an obstruction, but how many ex-first grade players are there with their kids who are now playing tag and supporting them? And then when you look at the seniors, how many of the ex-first grade players are actually playing tag?
Yeah, it's wonderful to see, Billy.
So the Aussies now with the ball coming out of their own half. We'll see what they can do with their set of 6. They put the kick through, and it's only just gone over the halfway line. So territorially, it's all going to be the Kiwis in this set. They're on the halfway, and we've got a obstruction there where Australia ran in and blocked the number 17 in Pia Tapsell. Picked up, and young referee Zayden Martin, he warned her. It was Kelsey Clark, he said, don't go into the play, and she did. Penalty offside.
New Zealand side looking very confident here as they're carrying the ball forward.
So the referee has called tag, so the crowd behind me here go for a cheer thinking that the Kiwis had scored, but the young referee had said tag first and sends them back, so Australia still defending on their own line. They come to the right side. And that pass has gone wide, and again we see that so often where the pass goes wide but the winger comes inside and it's just too hard to take and off the fingertips and into touch.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of miscommunication there, and the 12 and 5 for New Zealand, they just got their wires a little bit crossed there.
Now let's say her surname for me, Glenda Uanga or Unga.
What number was that, 12?
That's for the number 12,
yep.
Kiwis. Glenda Unga.
Little grubber there through, nice speed from Australia
nice.
too. Yeah, number 10 for Australia there, Courtney Sullivan there, showed a clean pair of heels and regathering their kick. Oh, and a beautifully placed grubber kick here too. But unfortunately, it's just over the try line. New Zealand bring it out for the tap on the 10.
Yeah, young Keely Davis there with that kick. So that was 2 kicks by Australia quickly in their set to push the play down this end of the field, and that's what they needed to do because a couple of their other plays only just crossed the halfway line. So now they are defending with a bit of field position. So let's having a look at these girls, the Kiwi girls. They're not afraid to throw that ball around.
Yeah, they certainly have got confidence about them, all right? And they look very confident with the start so far. Nicely.
Now, is she onside? Is she onside, Rusty? Because that's a great kick. It's found a 50-10. But I was checking the number 6, and yes, Zayden Martin's got her offside.
Yeah, your young prodigy's doing a great job so far. There isn't missed the beat, has he, Billy?
No, he hasn't. And there's another name for you, mate. It's Alyssa Lifa Fakiosilia.
LeFaux?
Yep, LeFaux.
Yep, Fakiosilia, yeah.
Fakiosilia.
Yep, Fakiosilia.
Okay. So, again, Rusty, I'll stick to this first name. You can do the pronunciation of the second.
No worries, mate.
As I've said all day, I'll put my hand up and say that I am hopeless when it comes to the pronunciation.
He's got a great one there too, mate.
Yeah, we'll get to that shortly. The first one's easy, Florida.
Yeah, you got it all day, Billy.
Fanatavaki. Fanatanavaki. Okay, so the Aussies going for a 50-10, but it's short. But still not bad field position for their first defence. Wayward pass, knocked on, and there's a changeover quickly to the Australian side. So they're on the attack. They go to the right quick with the numbers, and they've put the ball down. And it's the Kiwis picking the ball up. So just rushing the play a little bit, and there's a penalty from Zayden Martin. He says play on. Quick tap. I think that was Jody Rea. And there's another mistake there from the New Zealand side with a big looping pass, and it was put down.
Anaka Holo there, just losing her focus on the ball there with the Australian player coming through. And she's knocked that ball on and giving position back to Australia here. Still a scoreless match so far, both sides looking to score that opening try.
Nice work there.
Ooh,
it was a pass out to Kelsey Clark, who then put an inside ball, looking out to her left as if she was going left, went back to the right with a nice run, a nice angle, coming from the 16 in Kari Doyle. That's Kari Doyle, the ball now turns it back inside and back outside again to the number 12 in Kelsey Clark. She's getting involved. Hands on the ball all the time. So, what can the Aussies do now? 10 metres out. Plenty of passing inside, outside. But easily defended by the Kiwis. And again, nice work by the Aussies, putting plenty of air to the ball. And the number 13, Hannah Pruton, but couldn't break the line. So, turnover now to the Kiwis. Rusty?
Yeah, just New Zealand bringing it off their line now, and just 9 minutes up on the clock. And still both sides are yet to cross the line yet. Score's locked up at 0 so far, and these girls just feeling each other out here. Very evenly matched sides. Apparently the games leading into this one have been very close. Only separated by 1 and 2 points respectively, so two evenly matched teams here. And both with so much to play for in this match.
Now look at that kick with the wind behind it. Good bounce, picks up about 40 metres. And well chased, well tagged, and that puts the Kiwis in a great defensive position.
Glenda Unga there with the kick and chase here, chasing her own kick there. Working hard there for her side.
Oh, here's a nice break by the Kiwis. Still going. 9. Passes it out wide to the number 2. She's going over. She dives. And I'd say she scored this. Tags are still on. It's the number 2. It's Serena Asaka.
Yeah. And there was a lovely road up there. The work by Rona Letitia Farafara as well. Beautiful work in the middle from her there. Drawing in those extra defenders. And then working over to the right corner for Serena Isaka to score the opening try of the match there. And New Zealand take the lead 1-0.
Again, it was a nice dive over into the corner and swiveling the hips to protect the Tags as she goes over, and also stay upright so she doesn't go into touch. So nice work. New Zealand up 1-0. And there's another mistake. It is a bit of a mistake-ridden game so far. Plenty of ball being dropped. Just a reminder, Australia are trying to win this 4th test to even it up 2-2 to go into tomorrow with a decider. And New Zealand leading at the moment 1-0. Couple of block runners running through there. It was close to an obstruction, but the referee said no, play on. There's a nice kick through.
Yeah, nicely fielded by the New Zealand number 5 there. Fatana Ivake. New Zealand haven't capitalised on this tailwind that they've had in the first half, and we're looking at about 12 minutes in the first half now, so they really need to try and get that kick away and use that advantage. Try and get back down inside the Aussies' territory. Yeah, they've gone for the short kick.
Yeah, don't know whether that's the right play.
Yeah, they need to go for open space and try and get it deep there.
Yeah, not the right play, Rusty, when they've given the ball now to the Aussies, and that's their second tag, and they're already 5 metres on the other side of the halfway.
Yeah, exactly. And their markers as well. Their markers are a little bit aggressive as well. They just need to just be a bit more passive there. Their marker, they're overcommitting and getting themselves out of the defensive line. So a couple of things for them just to tidy up on here.
Yeah, we just saw a good run too by Tyler Vukakan from the Aussie side. Now the girls come back to the left, bit of a wrap around again, and she's got there through there, and the ball's away into the corner. Oh, nice tag, and that saves the tag because
yeah, Pia Tapsel from New Zealand there with a diving tag there in the corner.
Yeah, Tamika Laws was going over. There was nothing going to stop her. She was scoring, and we're saying late tag now. See, this is where I disagree with this late tag. When a player runs at the line and then puts a kick through, you've got to defend them.
Yeah.
And they're virtually kicking at the same time as the defender is saying, well, I've got to tag you.
Yeah. Perhaps one for your coaching clinics, reffing clinics there, Billy.
Yeah. So here's a nice spread by the Australian girls, and they've put their over in the corner, but it's again a beautiful saving tag, but again a late tag.
Yes.
And the referee comes back centre field.
Great skills from the young ladies. They just seeing shifting the ball. Now we see them diving over in the left corner, and then 2 minutes later in the right corner there. So they're shifting their ball, they're backing themselves and playing with confidence. So it's great to see them playing with that confidence.
That's 2 tags now. Still on the attack, the Australians. Couple of metres out. 3 tags gone. 5 metres out. They come to the short side. Quick pass out to the number 10, and she kicks through, and that ball has gone dead. And that was a kick by Courtney Sullivan. Don't think it was the right play there. Only on the 3rd tag. You still had plenty left. That's again, it's either just frustration or just not being patient. Now, Rusty, you have a look. They've taken a tap. There's no one drop back for Australia. This is where I'd put the kick in.
Exactly. It's a missed opportunity. If they don't get that deep kick down there now, if they can angle it for a 50-10, why not use it? Use the advantage of that tailwind. It's a missed opportunity if they don't take that Billy, and defending that slender 1-0 lead. They'd much rather do it down in Australian territory than in their own. So they really need to get that tactics sorted as soon as possible, as they are running out of time. And there it is. They've handed over possession here. very loose pass drifting forward into the Australians, picking it up on the half volley. And the clock continues to wind down for the New Zealanders.
Yeah, Madison Brown just taking it up now. So they girls, they give it a bit of air again, out to 7 to Shannon Keevers. They keep coming to the left. Bit of a wrap around. Passes him away. No, he's called it back. So he says that Kari Doyle was caught. Sends her back to play the ball. Now through the 14. Hannah Pruton. Sorry, Chelsea Winder. She has a crack at it. And on that occasion, it was Kelsey Clark caught with the ball. We're in the last play. Little inside, outside, straight runner coming through in the 14. Chelsea Winder. But handover now 5 metres out to the Kiwis. Oh, and almost another pass put down by the Kiwis. They do it so often.
Yeah, they're putting themselves under pressure. That's unrequired, you know. There's a...
See, Rusty, this is the one. They've made no interchange on this play. This is the one where the kick should go.
Yeah.
And there's away. Now the referee has said, no, you are tagged. And that was close because she was away. It was the number 6. And that's Alyssa.
Yeah. Lefo Whakasalia. But again, New Zealand have wasted
Oh,
the
look at this.
opposition.
Look at this, Rusty. Oh, she's kicked it. And she gets over. And this referee may say this is a try because I think that tag was off after the kick. I think it was. Touch judge agrees. There's the point of it. She got the kick away. She was late tag. Definitely kicked it first.
He called it, Billy.
And he played it. She regained the ball on the bounce over the line, put it down, and that's the equaliser now. It's 1-1 here. Australia versus New Zealand in the girls under 18s. And the test series is 2-1 at this stage to the Kiwis. Australia fighting back.
Yeah, well done to Australia there, making the most of their opportunities. But yeah, New Zealand again, not capitalising on their tailwind and using the backfield there and the wind to get down there when the Aussies were all up early in the tackle set. So
get down there, Rusty, and tell Steve Buchanan, what are you doing? You're wasting the wind. All right, so the Aussies steadying the ship now, have the ball, trying to run it out. Let's see what they do with their set of 6, or will they put the ball down and put themselves under pressure as we go in towards the half-time siren?
You're inside the last 3 minutes now. So New Zealand should get one more chance, but you'll see where Aussie finishes up with this set. There's the kick.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good kick, and it's a good chase now coming from the number 4 in Renee Kalatatinas.
And that's just a little lesson there to the New Zealanders of what they should have been doing throughout this first half. It's something they've really missed out on there, and surprisingly,
right,
after the way they started this half, you thought that they were actually using their tactic, the early kick.
You know, and Renee, she did a good kick chase. She made the first 2 tags, and then the 3rd tag, she was working hard, but just grabbed hold of the New Zealand player around the midline, giving away the penalty and let him off the hook. So this will probably be the last set for the Kiwis.
Yeah, just over a minute to go now.
Unless they get a repeat set, there's still 5 metres on their side of the halfway. Here's the kick. Now, can they keep the Aussies down there? She's through. She's busted through straight away. She outruns the next one. It's the number 3 in Taylor Holcomb. And she goes some 20, 30 metres and puts Australia right on the attack now with less than a minute to go before half-time. They swing it wide, coming left. All the way across that one, all the way to Jay Withers. And she's almost there. Only stopped about a metre short.
Lovely ball movement from the Australian girls there. One side of the field to the other. Beautiful draw.
And they do it again. There's an overlap. Oh, there was an overlap. There was an overlap. But he's saying she was tagged after the kick again, and there's the try. It was the number 16 in Kari Doyle, and I thought, no, the kick was the wrong play because she still had an Australian player out on the wing. She only had to throw the pass, and they score in the corner. But fortunately, she was tagged after the kick. She regathered, put the ball down, try.
Yeah, wonderful kick and regather there. Beautifully timed kick, well weighted. And a nice finish as well to give Australia the lead. The hooter to go any moment. A great second try to the Australians there.
And it was all set up on that kick retrieval from Taylor Holcomb. Well done. There's our half-time hooter. Half-time score. Australia 2-1 here in the girls 18s. Test series, game 4, 2-1. New Zealand leads the test series. Australia looking to take this to a decider by winning